Hey everybody, welcome. I'm Dane, your host of the Rock and Metal Guardian. Today I'm going to rank the studio albums from the band Led Zeppelin. There are 9 in all, so let's go ahead and jump right in. And number 9 should not be a shock to anyone. Most people I talk to about what are their favorite and least favorite by the band, they will rank this as their lowest, and that is the release Coda. Now, before I get started, everything I'm presenting to you here, all 9 releases are the latest go around in the remastering versions that Page has put out, and that's been a while, but these are the last go around, as I said. And for each of these, you get at least an extra disc. Some of them you get 2 extra, as in the Coda, you get two extra CDs. So this is a 3 CD set, which I'll say something about in a minute. So, and you get bonus photographs and liner notes, bonus things in liner notes and that sort of thing. So it's a nice treat. So back to Coda, number 9. This is not a great album. This is not a very good album. This is a good album. Now, even though it ranks last, I do like it quite a bit. And it's even richer with the second and third bonus discs, because when you sit down and listen to this in its entirety, or most of it, it's an event, and it makes it all the more richer having all the extra content. It really raises the value of this CD. Despite the fact that it still lasts, it raises the value of it even more. So Coda coming in at number 9, and also wanted to add that you finally get Hey, What Can I Do in context. And of course, you get booklets, as I said, liner notes and stuff, so it's really cool. Oh, so that's number 9. Number 8 is In Through the Outdoor. And you get the facsimile of the paper bag that it came in. For those of you who don't know, the reason it came originally on vinyl with a paper bag is because there were 6 or more versions of the album cover. And in reality, while you had 6 or more versions of the album cover, they were essentially the same scene, just from a different angle. So, for example, here's the gentleman sitting at the bar, which is the focus of this album cover. But you may, and then you get the back, this could be another different angle. So essentially the same album cover, just a different angle from which you see the guy sitting at the bar. And that's kind of cool. This is a 2-disc set as well. So the 2-disc set is interesting because it has, rough versions of the songs. For example, Southbound Piano is Southbound Suarez. Carousel Alhambra is called The Epic. All My Love is called The Hook, and I'm Gonna Crawl is called The Blot. Now, something also interesting about this release is that this is more of a Robert Plant / John Paul Jones release, because Jimmy Page was in poor health at the time of this recording. So those two stepped up. And what you get here, if you talk about the original disc here, how it was originally released, the song Carousel Alhambra is essentially a prog rock song. It's very keyboard driven. It's an epic. It's 10.5 minutes, give or take. So, and then All My Love and I'm Gonna Crawl are essentially Robert Plant songs. So not the Led Zeppelin we've come to know and expect, but a solid record. It's not excellent. It's not great. It's not very good. It's a good record, just slightly above Coda. So there you have it with respect to In Through the Outdoor. Now, so that was 8. Coda was 9. In Through the Outdoor was 8. And my number 7 is the album Presence, with the horrible album cover, kind of an homage, an homage to 2001 Space Odyssey with the black obelisk here. And it has 2 discs. And if we talk about the original, you get the wonderful opener, Achilles' Last Stand. I would have put this last. That would have been a bold statement too. What a way to go out on the album. I would have put that last. Anyway, so Achilles' Last Stand is the epic track, 10.5 minutes, For Your Life. Royal Orleans, which is about the hotel called the Royal Orleans here in New Orleans, that's in the French Quarter. That's where the band would stay when they would come here to perform back in the 70s. Nobody's Fault But Mine, my favorite song on the album, and Achilles' Last Stand, my second favorite on the album. Candy Store Rock, Hot's On for Nowhere, and the wonderful T for One, which is very similar in mood and ambience to Since I've Been Loving You. So this is a very good record in my estimation. Problem is that it's too short. All right, now, number 6. This is going to make some people upset, but Led Zeppelin 1, the debut for me, ranks number 6. And this has a bonus disc as well, and it's a live release. And it's live at the Olympia, Paris, France, October 10th, 1969. Good Times, Bad Times, Communication Breakdown, I Can't Quit You Baby, Heartbreaker, Dazed and Confused, White Summer, Black Mountainside, You Shook Me, Moby Dick, and How Many More Times. This is quite good. It's worth having this for that. And if we talk about the original release, Good Times, Bad Times, a great opener. I love Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You. You Shook Me is a okay song. I wouldn't call it mediocre. I would call it just above average. Dazed and Confused is spectacular. Your Time Is Gonna Come and Black Mountainside are my least favorite. I like them, but they're my two least favorite on this album. Communication Breakdown is splendiferous. If you've ever read Hammer of the Gods by, I think it's Mark Davis, he talks about how he witnessed what he thinks is the first headbanging moment ever. Zeppelin comes on stage, cranks this up, and the kids go nuts, and he's never seen people bang their head before. Perhaps the first heavy metal song of all time. Perhaps. I Can't Quit You Baby, good song. And I just love How Many More Times, which is really more than one song spliced into one. Like one part of the song towards the end, it's called A Hunter, but they made it part of the song. So that's number 6. Number 5, I'm not going to show you the album cover because it's inappropriate, but I'll show you the opening, the gatefold. Here you have the landscape, the band, and then the band being the band here live. And I'll pull the disc out so I can talk about the songs. Also a bonus disc comes with this. The song remains the same, and the Rain Song are a great way to open the album. Over the Hills and Far Away, awesome. The Crunge is silly because there's no bridge, but it's a nice, fun homage to James Brown, right? Now the reason this CD or release gets to be in the spot that it is because Dancing Days and Jamaica, as it's pronounced, not Dire Maker, are two of my least favorite Zeppelin songs of all time. I'll listen to them occasionally, but they don't really do much for me. Dancing Days is I enjoy that much more than Jamaica. No Quarter is one of my favorite Zeppelin songs of all time. A great lyrics. Just a great John Paul Jones song is what I was going to say. And The Ocean is fabulous. When I'd go see the band Zebra, they would play that once in a while, and they were because Randy Jackson and crew who make up the band were big Zeppelin fans, and they still play occasionally, and they have 3 albums on Atlantic Records, I believe. So we're doing with yes, this was number 5. Can't show you the album cover. All right, number 4 is Led Zeppelin III, and many have hailed this as their favorite, and I get why, because it's so diverse. It's got some heavy stuff, it's got some acoustically driven stuff. It's just a marvelous album, despite the fact that it's all over the place. So it opens up with the heavy-hitting Immigrant Song, and then the Wonderful Friends and Celebration Day. And then again, number 4, one of my favorite songs is Since I've Been Loving You. Great bluesy song. Out on the Tiles is fun. And I think Zebra used to play that as well when I was growing up. I don't think I've ever seen them play it after maybe the mid-'80s, something like that, late maybe 90s, if I remember correctly. Gallows Pole, Tangerine, so some acoustic, That's the Way, another acoustic bit. Bronny R. Stomp is nice, fun, and playful. My least favorite song is Hats Off to Roy Harper, but I've grown to like it. I don't love it, but I do like it. So Led Zeppelin 3, everybody. My third favorite Led Zeppelin album of all time is Led Zeppelin II. The Brown Bomber, as it's nicknamed. Here's the original gatefold opening, and then you open it again. You get a nice photo of the band. Great photo of the band, I'll say. And then the companion disc is just some rough mixes of Whole Lotta Love, What Is and What Should Never Be, Thank You, Heartbreaker, Living Loving Maid, Ramble On, Moby Dick, and an intro-outro rough mix called La La. And if we talk about the original disc, what a way to open an album, right? With a cough and then the heavy blues song, Whole Lotta Love. The only song I can think of that has a theremin in it, and the theremin works to mimic the happenings, I should say, that's going on, what the song is about, right? What is and what should never be, the Lemon song, Thank You. The Thank You is the slower song on the album, but it's still a great song. Even Tori Amos has covered that. Heartbreaker, my favorite song on the album. Well, I take that back. My second favorite song after Whole Lotta Love. Great heavy song. The guitar solo on that is just fabulous. Living Loving Maid, a great fun song. Ramble On, Moby Dick, and Bring It On Home. What a way to end an album with Bring It On Home. So Led Zeppelin II is my number 3. Number 2, my second favorite Led Zeppelin album of all time, is the Untitled release, also nicknamed Led Zeppelin IV by default, right? And Zoso, right? I don't care for that moniker. And then you open it up, you get the Hermit, right? And then some more photos here. This is great. I'm so glad I almost never bought these. I was like, do I really want to spend more money on music I already have? And then I was like, you know what? This is one of my favorite bands of all time. I'm gonna do it, and I'm glad I did, because I also have the old box set. It came in a gray box with a black sticker, and that's good. But the remix here is even better. So I think so. And what can we say about Led Zeppelin IV that hasn't been said already? Probably not much, but well, I can say that I still listen to Black Dog and Rock and Roll, but they're just average, not average. There's songs I go to once in a while, but often I will start with number 3, The Battle of Evermore. I never get sick of. I never get sick of Stairway to Heaven. Misty Mountain Hop is one of those fun songs. Four Sticks is it's that Eastern influence, right, from Page. Going to California, a fabulous acoustic song. And The Glorious, When the Levee Breaks. And most of us know the story of how when they recorded this in Headley Grange, they put Bottom's drums at the bottom of the staircase to have this great sound. So anyway, before I continue, I wanted to mention that if you don't know, this is kind of a fun fact about Led Zeppelin. If we talk about Led Zeppelin III, Led Zeppelin IV, Physical Graffiti, and Houses of the Holy, all of those in some way have songs on them that were recorded at the Headley Grange estate or property, if you will, and that's mentioned in the When Giants Walk the Earth biography about the band, which I used to have. And I even have 3 separate playlists in my iTunes because it would be too long as one playlist so I divided into 3, Headley Grange 1, 2, and 3, in the order in which they were made, give or take. So this is a fabulous, despite the album cover being terrible. And I've grown used to it, but for the longest time I wouldn't buy this because of the album cover, even though I liked the song. And I'm a kid at that point. So Led Zeppelin IV is my second favorite. So by process of elimination, my favorite Led Zeppelin album of all time is Physical Graffiti. And unlike the rest of the set here, this is a 3 CD. Like Coda, it's a 3 CD version. And if we stick to just the 2 CD version, the 2 CDs rather, what a great way to open an album, whether you're talking about vinyl or CD. Custard Pie, The Rover, and My Time of Dying, arguably the heaviest stuff here. And My Time of Dying is that epic 11+ change, bluesy, like Achilles' Last Stand, one of the great drum parts of all time with respect to Bonham's drumming in Led Zeppelin. And then side B, Houses of the Holy, Trampled Underfoot, and Kashmir. Trampled Underfoot being very heavy, and Kashmir being that majestic, piece with the strings and just great. And then, of course, disc 2 or sides 3 and 4, more acoustically driven, but you get the powerful, heavy song on side 4, the Wonton song, which is short, but I just love it. And you get the homage to Neil Young. It's either Down by the Seaside or 10 Years Gone is an homage to Neil Young. You get In the Light, Night Flight, Boogie with Stu, Black Country Woman, and Sick Again close out the album. Those are great ways to close out the album. So there you have it. There you have it, everybody. My ranking of Led Zeppelin's discography. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to click the notification button for upcoming videos, and go ahead and click that subscribe and like button for me to help the channel grow. Thanks so much. Bye.